My name is Jeremy Sokulsky. I'm the CEO of Environmental Incentives. Our mission is enhancing the environments that sustain healthy communities. 20 years ago, I was working on the restoration of Lake Tahoe. And when we were doing that work, a lot of what we were grappling with was how to deal with the problem that we understood and was well studied in the context where the past was not going to be the same as the future. During that, we had a lot of scientists, and the conversation was around how the forest was going to change over the coming decades. And that concept of how the forests were going to change was really hard to fathom. And then in the ensuing 20 years, we've had two massive forest fires that have been in the Lake Tahoe Basin. And so this last one was the 200,000 acre Calder fire that came up the west slope of the Sierra Nevada mountain range. And there have only been two times in modern history where a fire has gone up the west slope and then actually come across the east slope. And they both happened this year. The Calder fire caused the evacuation of everyone in the whole South Tahoe area. So many of us who work in environmental incentives, the fire came within a half mile of several of our houses, which was very scary to be watching. So that was kind of the personalized experience of what we're seeing in the newspaper, and is the fruition of what climate modelers have been saying for 20, 30 years now. But frankly, we're the lucky ones, and the ones who got to evacuate early because the air quality was so chokingly terrible that we all decided to get out of town before the evacuation happened so that we could continue working in a stable environment. There, 1/3 of the population in the Lake Tahoe Basin is Latino and really part of the service industry mainly, and those parts of our community evacuated, and they didn't have income. So they were really in that vulnerable position where COVID had stretched their resources already, and then now they're displaced and really, not able to continue with their income generating activities. So it's definitely exemplified the threats to life and property. It also really exemplifies that how vulnerable communities are disproportionately impacted in these emergencies. So the climate imperative that we are seeing is this need to address what is a shock that is happening within communities, individual communities, but that happens to be influencing communities all around the globe for the common stressor of climate change. Our work is inherently about how communities and their surrounding environments interact. And with climate change, then it's not like the global community or any one government can go and do things everywhere, or do one big thing that is going to solve this problem of adaptation, especially of climate adaptation. So it necessarily has to happen at each local area. In the past, we've kind of responded to stresses at one local area and then another place. And unfortunately, with climate change, we have a situation where there's one massive stress that is stressing all local areas, or many thousands of local areas around the globe. So again, while the stress may be the same stress, the response has to be necessarily local. One of the aspects that's really unique about environmental incentives is that we have a big focus on learning. And so we're actually looking for the setback situations as opportunities to actually do what we do well, which is then learn from things that have not gone the way that we want. So we work on that as both for our clients' sake and looking for how interventions do and don't work, and when they do and don't, and finding ways that practitioners can use that information to make better decisions in the future. Internally, we use it so that we can identify how we can become more effective. Because for my sake, I think for many of us in environmental incentives, the reason we're doing this is because we want to have a positive impact on the world. And so we don't want to waste our time doing things that are not effective, or working on projects that aren't going to make a difference.